Oh, yeah. Fresh off of going to a bowl game. It's my man Ramon and Holden. Nuke the House, nukethehouse.com. What is up? Week 17, weather a story. We got backups being a story. Man, they put one good game on this afternoon, and that's the Vikings and the Packers, Ramon. Because outside of that, there ain't too much to look forward to, but we can make money on the crappy game. So what's going on, friend?
Holden, it's like, when the games are bet, that's like when you have to do the most work, unfortunately, when you got a schedule like this. If you're a handicapper, a picker of games, you got to do a little extra work on these, and the games aren't worth the work, but you got to do the work. So we've been working extra hard today, and I guess that's what you do. The worse the games are, the harder you have to work.
Okay, well, we worked pretty hard this week. Howdy to you, Mason Pennington. Howdy to you, DB Gnarly. And let's get right into this thing. So we got massive rain in Jacksonville right now. I saw some pictures they threw out there. Just the floodgates are open. 38 is the total. Tennessee at Jacksonville. I feel like my interception parlays might get completely screwed today because the defenders can't catch the interceptions when it's raining this hard. So heavy rain in Tennessee. Jacksonville. Heavy winds in Miami, Cleveland, 20 to 30 mile an hour. That's the biggest issue you will have with offense. Big knockdown to the. And by the way, do you see the two quarterbacks starting in that game? It's like AAA. It's like AA football today. And then we got the Jets in Buffalo with some wind, some wetness, and some gusts. So any thoughts on the weather here and how that affects your capping, Ramon? Because again, I really want to look at this Miami Cleveland game and say it's either the lowest scoring game of the day or just bet the under.
Yeah, no, I mean, that had the huge move. It really came Holden yesterday. I was actually on the air when the news started to break about, Tua going to miss with the hip injury and Waddle going to be out. And, yeah, Tyreek, it looks like he's going to try to make this lineup. But we know that right now, for whatever reason, he really doesn't click with anybody but Tua. Maybe he's just the type of guy that needs his guy in there that he's most familiar with. We'll see with Thompson. But does feel like that's when the news broke. All of a sudden, the weather also was a factor in there, and this total dropped all the way down, to basically 32, 33 points. So it probably will be as ugly as ordered, though, I would think.
All right, pal, let's get right into this then. And Mason's thinking the Saints total is a little high. Team total at 17.5. What up, God's masterpiece? What up? Hit the like button. Make sure you check us out at nukethehouse.com. $59.99 a month is our deal here. So we got that rain. And I must say, I thought that the total would kind of tank. The total really stayed pretty steady this week. You know what? I'm looking at it. 39 really early this morning, down to 38 at DraftKings, BetMGM. Yeah, today it moved down just a little bit, but talk to me here. This is a low total. Two bad teams. 38's the total. Tennessee actually favored in one book. Jacksonville favored in another. Pick 'em. Is this just a stay away spot, or can we make an argument on the total to the under?
It's funny, Holden. If anything, right, we're complaining about these games. This one's up for grabs. So why couldn't we flip a coin here and handicap this one? Me, I think the steam actually came rolling in a little bit on Tennessee this week, and the move I think certainly came in there on the under with the trickle down here at this point. I said it before. I think Mac Jones feels a little comfortable here at this point. Tennessee going for that. I don't know, you don't go for it, but they're going to hit the worst spread record of all time, possibly here. Why are they going to win this game, if at all? So I don't know. I think it could be over this total. I think it could be a little low. Come on, Tennessee goes over for whatever reason. Remember, early in the season, I actually tried to talk up their defense a little bit. The numbers prove that they were okay at the start of the year, and how they ended up with all these overs, I guess, probably in a lot of blowouts, certainly for Tennessee. So, no, I don't think so. Tennessee's gone over in 7 straight games on the road. So maybe Mac Jones has his best game as a pro today here. I might try to fade both this steam that kind of came in this week with Tennessee and the under. And I'm probably going to roll with Jacksonville in the over here, Holden.
The over?
Well, look, I respect the weather. We see. Hopefully, we don't get
respect the weather.
the weather news, okay? If that's what you're pointing out.
Okay.
You ever see these, right? We've seen these Florida games a little, remember in Tampa Bay, the water would be rolling down the and everything. So it's not like that anymore. But no, I'm gonna try Jacksonville in this one.
Okay.
And, I'm gonna go over. So I say I'm respecting the weather news, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna go look at weather.gov. It is supposed to pour down rain until probably late in the game. But I almost want to bet the under just so I can go against you on this one. But you know what? You'll let me know next week, or we probably won't even remember, to be honest with you.
Steam is moving, this thing's moving to the under here, already 2 points down from those openers. So
okay. All right. Well, let's go to another game here that we have. It's in Tampa, and it's not going to be bad weather there. It's a big line, though. Tampa -10 at home. 47.5 is the total. I mean, I get it. Blackshear is going to start at running back. Like, how much are we giving Chuba Hubbard down to Blackshear? What am I missing here? Why is this 10? The Panthers can hang with this team.
No, holding why is it 10? The Panthers can hang with this team, even if they do have to go the backup running game, right? The thing about Tampa Bay, even with this streak they had, for whatever reason, they still aren't getting there. Maybe they are a little bit overrated, amazingly enough, here with that streak and everything. It's the Panthers that are covering numbers right now, despite of losing these games. In Tampa Bay, they find a way not to cover. It feels like they should win here. Certainly, there's still something to play for here, but Carolina is the team right now. They end up on my card every week, Holden, and it's hard to punch that number. It's hard to fill that ticket out each week with Carolina, but I think Carolina is going to get in here and be able to cover this number here. The steam came in earlier this week on the under here, but you're still dealing. I mean, who'd have thought this game would be the high scoring game of the day here? I mean, outside of the Packers Vikings game with this 48, and I think the number is indicative of the type of game we might see here today. Young's been better, we know that. And Evans going for some marks here, and Tampa Bay with a little something to play for. I'll take Carolina and the over here. I'm fading a little bit more steam here.
Bucky Irving went for a career high 152 against Carolina. That was that was a great game in all seriousness. I want to say, was that the one that went to the overtime, or was a very close game? And for those of you betting props, Jalen McMillan last 3 weeks, 14 catches, 191 yards, and 4 touchdowns. I don't know if the touchdowns will stay there, but he's definitely carved out a nice little role in that offense. And then Otten, we're not going to see Otten.
Bucks ran for 236 in that one. It was 26-23 in overtime back in week 13. Bucks have won they've won 9 of the last 10 in the series here, but the Panthers, this has been a trouble spot for them, no doubt. They've lost 5 straight meetings here in this division matchup on the road, and 0-4-1 against the spread in here. But no, Tampa Bay, they don't feel like a team that's going to be covering any numbers anytime soon. And Carolina's been getting the numbers as bad as it's been.
All right, let's keep going. Our next game. Oh boy, can we just get a good game at one point in time? Raiders at the Saints. Raiders -1.5 on the road. 37.5 is the total. Desmond Ridder, Aiden O'Connell. I guess we could talk about Brock Bowers, or we don't need to talk about this a lot because this is disgusting ones. Like 3 of the worst games this season right here off the bat.
Well, look, we got the weather in some games. We got the injuries in others. We got these at least we got Aiden O'Connell in there for the Raiders here. But the Raiders plane didn't take off last night until 7 p.m. Vegas time, 9 p.m. New Central Time, New Orleans time. Basically, you're looking at 11 hours to get to get there, go to bed, wake up, eat breakfast, go to the game, pretty much playing it like a high school team here. So that's a little bit of factor here. The line hasn't been affected maybe by that news. It's gone down a tick here a little bit, but man, the Saints, that was such a bad effort. They just don't look like a pro team out there right now. And that, granted, they were playing the Packers, but 34-0 or whatever it was. Yeah, minor league action here today. I'm going to try the Raiders here on the road with the under, but I'm not going to be putting it out as a premium or anything. It just felt like to me that news that came out that they had to get a new plane. Basically, their plane wasn't ready to go. So they have an issue. They have their own issue here coming into this game, personnel notwithstanding. But again, Aiden O'Connell, I guess, is their best option at this point, and maybe he is better than Spencer Rattler here. But Saints have covered a few numbers since the coaching change for sure. So maybe I was going to roll the old money line dice here, Holden, and see here. You can go against the spread. You can go money line. You can go over, under. I'll just roll these dice today here for some of these games.
All right. Very good. Let's keep rolling. Roll those dice there. We got the Jets at the Bills. Everybody in the chat talking about how Rodgers trying to get Devontae Adams a touchdown here. We've got the Bills 10-point favorites at home. We got consistent 15-mile-an-hour winds at 15 miles an hour with some wetness and gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Oof. So a little bit windy. That should not affect Josh Allen that much with that arm strength. Anyways, Buffalo 10-point favorites. I don't love that in a division game, but let's look at it this way, man. The Jets are a debacle. Why not?
Yeah, but are we suffering here from a little bit of what's my motivation with the Bills here, right? I mean,
okay.
The Chiefs have that. The Chiefs are number one. The Ravens are 11-5. The Bills are 12-3. They're probably stuck in second. They might not have anything to play for. It feels like in the game, right? And if anything, Roger, I don't know. Yeah, I guess that if the books are going to set a line, they don't need to set it too high for Devontae to get that touchdown. They're trying to aim for that one specific touchdown. So triple coverage or whatever. But still, division game here. I'm probably want to be on the Jets, actually, Holden, because Rodgers, for whatever reason, right, he wants to go out here and play in these games like he's got something to shoot for here. And who knows what the future holds beyond this. But I guess the Jets haven't totally – they've mailed it in, weeks and weeks ago. But here's a game where you think that maybe the Bills, they could be one of those situations where you're just pulling off the gas a little bit. Some players might come out, something like that. I don't know if Josh Allen will come out necessarily. He does have that elbow issue, right?
Yes. Yes, he does.
Maybe we could see it a little bit here where he could take some of the game off at the end of the game if they're winning or whatever, and Rodgers is still trying. So I'm taking the points here with the Jets. I've probably been a loser this season on a few Jets games here for sure, but no, I think the Bills have Jets don't have anything to play for other than this record, so I guess they're guaranteed one TD or so here. I would have a problem getting to this total actually in this game.
All right. Well, let's keep rolling, friend. Like button would be great. Make sure you check us out at nukethehouse.com. If you want a free week before things get going, the boys will be behind the paywall. 1 and 4 o'clock slates today. You got to be a member. Sunday Night Football will be live. That'll be free for everybody, 8-10 Eastern time. But if you want one free week, use the code Nuke the Holidays. One word, Nuke the Holidays. Cowboys Eagles game starting in less than 15 minutes from right now, just like the rest of the 1 o'clock games. I see 7s. I see 7.5s with the Eagles favorite here. No Jalen Hurts. Kenny Pickett's in there. Isn't this a lot without Jalen Hurts in there? I know Saquon can run left and right, but 37.5 is the total. To me, not betting it, but it looks like 7 and a hook's a little too much. Just to me.
Look, as much as we made fun of Dallas all season long, they've actually shown some heart here late in the season. Season's over for them or whatever, but again, the Eagles will have to manage through this one. They didn't look good. Once Hurts left the game, they went flat for sure in that last game. So the steam did come rolling in here on Dallas off of the news, most likely that Hurts was going to be, is out of this game. And the steam also came in on the under, obviously, as much as, I don't know, what, a 4 or 5 point move. Some places open even a little higher here. So I think the Cowboys are in this game for sure. They will be the team, it feels like, that is the motivated team in this game just because of the fact that they're playing the Philadelphia Eagles here. And yeah, the Eagles are trying to stick their nose in there and make sure they're hanging on to that number 2 spot here. I would think that's probably the situation. And for Dallas here, yeah, bummer news that we don't have CD here today, at least 2, right? But yeah. Rush has been pretty good. He's still, look at that record. I mean, he is a winning quarterback in the National Football League. So, yeah, I'm about the points here on the road. It's Dallas and Philadelphia after all. I'll take the steam in this one with Dallas. And, yeah, I'm going to think under here as well.
So this total was 43 just before Christmas Eve. Yeah, now it's sitting at 37.5. Our next one, another tremendous game. Colts at the Giants. The Colts are 7.5 point favorites on the road. The total here is 40.5. I mean, listen, Jonathan Taylor could run for 150 yards or another 200 today. They just threw his number way out there. We can't bet his actual number at this point, but talk to me here. What do we got? What do we got, my friend?
Well, the steam came in. It was pretty obvious, right? As soon as the Broncos game ended yesterday, the game, the money came in on the Colts here because of the situation that they can get in here, win this game, keep their hopes alive here at this point. It's okay, here for the Colts, and I think that still got to lay that hook a little bit, but. For me, I would just think that they can just run the ball and dominate the game like that. Maybe Locke can get this backdoor, but I don't want him here. I'm going to take Indianapolis here. I tried to get in and make sure I could save that price, but I should have saw it coming there that the money roll in as soon as the Denver game was over yesterday. So I'm still going Indianapolis here to roll over the Giants. They seem to be really in it right now. Obviously, Matt says right there with Flacco in there today instead of Richardson. Yeah, I think it is a downgrade. I saw some analysts saying they still feel like it's an upgrade with Flacco over Richardson. But I think we could see deep down in my heart that Richardson, you're going to continue to work with this guy and some of the things that he can do. Some of the young quarterbacks that we've seen struggle, they might have the ability, or they might even be better right now, but it just feels like with Richardson, you can work something you really can work with a little bit moving forward, but not today. We'll have to go with Flacco. So run the ball, and get it done here. I'll lay the points with the Colts.
Good to see Maddie in the house. Good to see Daddy Beats here. He loves you. Let's get this bag today is what he's telling me. I paid him
to be here.
So this is it's another great one, pal. Dolphins, Browns. We got no starting quarterbacks, basically. They might as well play without starting. Just run the Wildcat the whole time. Somehow the Dolphins are still 3.5 point favorites on the road. Tons of injuries on that side. Again, 20 to 30 mile an hour winds, gusts in the mid 30s. Totals 33. Easily could be the lowest scoring game of the weekend. Saw 36 yesterday, all the way down to 33. How much movement on the total we have this morning, Ramon?
Well, most of the movement on the total did come in after the players were announced out there for Miami when Tua officially ruled out with the hip injury. Waddle out as well. And the thing was dropping big time yesterday morning, probably about 28 hours or so ago now. And it was just falling. It was just going down immediately at that time. So we have seen just a little bit more of a trickle here. I'm showing what you're showing with that weather. The rain could be in there right in the middle of the game, but you mentioned it, the 17 to 23 mile an hour winds there. And yeah, the quarterbacking matchup leaves a lot to be desired as well in this one when you got Thompson and you got Thompson, I guess, basically is what you have in this game, right? So, or no, Huntley, Tyler Huntley in there for Miami. So, no, I got to go under with these two, Holden, for sure. But the move came. You talk about the move. Look, it was 6, 5.5, whatever. Then all the way down to 3.5 here, and that's probably the way to go. Maybe the Browns do find a way to get this one. I'm going to take the Browns on the under.
So let's name some of the awful quarterbacks today. We got DTR. I don't want to say Flacco's awful because he might actually be an upgrade from Richardson at this point.
Yeah, but still, you took a free agent off the couch. Free agents off the couch. I know he's been playing all season here, really, with when he was put into the lineup. But go. Oh, do you want to continue on? You Spencer Rattler.
If you want to throw some more guys out here, I mean, Tyler Huntley's in there. This really is amazing. And again, I always say this in the middle of the summer, maybe early summer in June, we don't have any football for a while. I'll be begging for Tyler Huntley and DTR and Joe Flacco. But as of today, it's kind of
Steinberg wants to mention Aaron Rodgers in there. I don't know if I can go that far. I mean, I know he's half tongue in cheek, but I guess if you put him on a scale of expectations, certainly you could put him in there as well. But yeah. Look, I got Mac Jones over Mason Rudolph, man. I'm winging it here today.
Yeah, in the nasty weather. Well, listen, we still got one more game. That's it. We're down to one game. No, there's got to be something I'm missing here. How did this happen this quick?
Well, remember the pandemic? I'm thinking about it because you got the 2-game afternoon window. Okay, I'm sure you'll probably find something better to do today, but. Remember in the pandemic, and they'd say, "Oh, we're going to move this game to Tuesday night," and then like on Saturday they'd be. It was a good game, and then Saturday would come, and they'd be like, "We're going to put this one on Tuesday night as well. It's not as good as that other one, but at least we got another game."
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, we had games this week, and now we got Sunday, and there's one great game. And one game I am really looking forward to.
You saved it for last.
Yeah, we got to. It's the 4:25 game. If you're not interested in the Dolphins and the Browns, you can get interested in the Packers and the Vikings. I mean, the Vikings are going for home field in the NFC. The Vikings have, to me, just we can't poo-poo them. And probably for the last 5 weeks or so, they've just proven themselves. They're a really good football team. It's as simple as that. Now, the Packers are a really good football team. And since they lost to the Lions a little over a month ago, this team has really been on a roll. So can't wait to watch this one. I'm seeing pick'ems. I'm seeing Green Bay 1-point favorite on the road. So, I mean, if Green Bay is getting a point on the road, there's just still no respect for the Vikings. Although at FanDuel, how do we have a -1.5? It can't be. The unabated must be wrong here. The Vikings can't be a 1.5 favorites at home while they're dogs everywhere else. Anyways, 48.5, 49 is the total. I cannot wait. Seriously, I'm hoping there's 65 points in this game. High total, but you look at the way these two teams are playing right now, unstoppable offenses. I know the Vikings defense has been tremendous as well, but divisional matchup, boy, I hope there's some points, Ramon.
Yeah, and this team did come in early on the Packers, but we are seeing the move here to the Vikings, and we're seeing a little bit of more of a trickle right now with the news that Christian Watson, I think we were wondering if he could make this lineup, but it looks like he will be out of this game. That knee injury is just not going to be able to get him to go in this one. So that may affect the offense a little bit, but I think if one game might be ticketed to hit a big one here might be, please, Vikings and Packers, save us here on Sunday. But I'm going to have to take the Vikings in this one, Holden, with especially with this news of Watson being out. And if anything, for the Packers, passing game, it is the receiving core that's kind of bottled them down. It feels like a little bit, but they continue to impress here and find ways, no doubt. And I think, with improved defense this season, certainly. But, man, the Vikings, aren't they also a team that kind of still gets overlooked despite this incredible record here right now? I mean, we try to pin holes in there?
Yeah, poke holes. We poke them.
Holes in the Vikings plan a little bit, but it hasn't really come to fruition. They continue to roll here. So, big division game. Hopefully we get some excitement, but I'm taking the Vikings to win this one here. Just feeling more confident without Watson out of there. I was already on the Vikings, but that's just going to add to it for me here. I'm going to be on Minnesota in this one.
Okay. I mean, I'm trying to think if there's anything else for us to talk about. I'm just looking here. I really want to bet the under in this Tennessee-Jacksonville game. Not because you're on it, but just because I've seen this play out too many times. The weather is so brutal. I might alt. You know what? Before it even starts, I might alt the total. Maybe get it with the Cleveland game and bump it up a little bit, see if I can get some plus money there. But
no, if it's a weather-based pick here, Holden, I mean, I'm not going to mind you being on the fade train, but again, for what Tennessee, they definitely are having some problems defensively on the road, and maybe I know Mac, it's all an issue there with him, but I think he has felt more comfortable here in Jacksonville. So I know what you're saying. You're thinking it's going to be 9-6, or it might be hard to get a field goal in there or something.
16-9.
Yeah, one of those goofy bad game scores. We might get a lot of those today. I don't know.
Well, maybe it'll be great football. Who knows? Two bad teams can have great games. Sunday ass pain. Is that your weekly pick here, Kirk? I haven't seen the Sunday ass pain. Bucks -8, Cowboys 7.5, Jets 10.
Yeah, I might coin that. That's
one.
That would be a great way to segue out of here, Holden, because that's what we got today. We got Sunday ass pain here.
Sponsored by Preparation H. Ramon, tell them what you do, man. Give all the information. This is our next to last show, pal. Next week will probably be it.
Yeah, it was an accidental show, and I've had a great season with you, Holden.
Yeah,
so
good. Me too.
Great to be back here with you, but with our gang here a little bit too on the other shows as well. I know these guys. You didn't know I knew all these guys before we got involved together.
Did not.
Had a great season with you, and I'll be over at the Morning Steam. That's the show that I host every day at Sports Money Network. That's our YouTube channel, and I do a show every single day at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, previewing the sports betting card for better, for worse. I may tout a few picks, but we just make sure you know what's going on in the world of sports betting every day. So appreciate it. Enjoy the games today, or enjoy whatever you're doing today, and we'll get back at it one more time.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a couple bets in here that I'm seeing from our boy Sean Fox in the in-game Discord. If you want to join us, our Discord full of sharp bettors. And after NFL's over, we're still going to have NBA, NHL. The fights will come back. NASCAR, the big sport that the boys just absolutely crush. I know it's a niche, but totally worth your time. But Ramon, that's it, my friend. It's been great hanging out with you. And we'll see you next week. Sound good?
One more time, we'll get it done. And, hey, I'm going to predict the games will be a little bit better next week, even if it is week.
Promise?
Even if it's week 18.
Yeah. Well, some games will be meaningful next week, and some games we'll just
we'll have to discuss a few cruddy ones.
Yeah, well, we'll hop on some inefficiencies too, and we'll find some inefficiencies. All right, Ramon, I got one more bet to throw in. Then you take care of yourself. I'll take care of myself, and let's go nuke the house. Nuke the house.